Welcome to the Insight Drop, short segments to fuel your growth, sharpen your strategy, and challenge the status quo. This is Beyond Tradition.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, this
Compensation. One of my
So-
pet peeves, and I'm going to speak on it because it was literally kind of the driver for us starting Beyond Tradition.
spouse that helps the business and doesn't receive. This is one of these sensitive topics nobody likes to talk about, and it's
Right.
real awkward, but
But if you're helping that business,
mm,
one, you should have ownerships. If you are married to the partner and
if you're married to them
Mhm.
and you are supporting them and not allowing is a
Right.
strong word, but
Yeah.
supporting them to be an entrepreneur and
Right.
to run their own business and take this risk with them, because
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, an entrepreneur can bankrupt themselves
Uh-huh.
and their family.
And their family.
So it's one of those things, if you have this spouse or partner that is supporting you and they're helping you run your business and it hasn't dawned on you to either pay them
Mhm.
or honestly give them a percentage of
Yeah.
ownership of your company,
Right.
I think that's a discussion that needs to be on the table.
Major discussion.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
there's different,
And Yeah, and even if it's not like let's just say this is a super traditional gender role stereotype here, but it is still pretty prevalent in our society today. Husband owns the business, is the entrepreneur. Wife is at home. But wife is helping run the household. Wife gives up her earning
because
potential.
if they chose this, you know what I mean? They chose for her to
If-
stay home. Sorry. Hang on.
But you can't change society in 36 years when it's a 250, however old we are now. So the dynamic still, a lot of the times, is the husband owns the business and the wife stays at home. Wife for
Right.
nurturing. Again, we're not advocating that you can't do that. Absolutely.
Oh, I
do
have
that.
friends that love being
Yes.
stay-at-home moms. Again, we've talked about this
We love
earlier on.
that.
We love that. I support you. It is the hardest job in the world. I
Yep.
don't care what anybody says.
Yep.
If you have not stayed home with your children,
Do not tell me that.
yeah,
it's easy.
and I'm talking days, not just
No,
like, oh, I was there for like 4 hours and
no.
I put them to bed. No,
Days.
I'm talking days.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to hear it.
And the mental
So-
capacity or mental load
Mhm.
running a household and taking care of the kids.
Still
and the
doing
house
all
and
the laundry, still
Yeah.
doing all the everything.
That in
So,
itself
yeah.
is a reason to be compensated.
Yeah.
And
usually I think there's a balance. I think at least
for
with my
sure.
friends, that are stay-at-home moms, they are, I don't want to say allowances, but like they can basically
right.
buy what they want and what they need.
And is
you
there
know what I mean?
long-term financial
Yeah.
security set?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
again, this is like we want everyone to recognize and take very seriously. For me, at least my passion is set yourself up financially. So yes, you have a partner or a spouse that's an entrepreneur, and yes, they're very successful. What happens, right? And how?
Yeah.
And that's what this is for.
Because you don't get married planning for a divorce.
You don't.
You don't think it's not even on the table,
Yeah.
when you get married.
And it
but
happens.
It
and
happens.
I know it can happen to both genders. I know people and
Mhm.
things. I'm not saying that this doesn't happen to men either, but
Right.
this is for everyone.
For everyone,
you need
yeah.
to be thinking about your financial future. What happens?
Right.
What happens?
Think if Trev worked for a plumber, you
Yeah.
guys didn't have your business, but you had your real estate business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would still have him as a percentage of an owner.
Right.
Because he
If
should.
my business was
Yeah.
making millions and he was at home
Yeah.
with, you literally, when you go home, your earning potential, your earning power, being out of the workforce, that's a consideration that needs to be talked about, thought about.
Yes.
Because when you are forced to now enter that workforce, should something happen,
Or your
health. It's
or
not
your
even
kids,
divorce.
or if your kids just get too old and there's
Right.
or if you're bored, like your kids are in high school, they're driving, and
Right.
you're just like, I don't want to be home.
But like, what happens
yeah.
to that primary breadwinner? If something, it could be health.
Yeah,
It could be
true.
Yeah. Death. It could be divorce. But then you're re-entering that workforce and your earning potential has decreased significantly because your years spent outside of it, right?
Yes.
So
and it's
that's-
difficult to even get hired, honestly.
Right.
It's real. I've seen many women struggle to get hired.
So what?
you
And
know,
you're making
from
$18
yeah.
an hour. You
And
cannot
now you're-
survive on 18 here.
Not here. No, no, not at all. Unless you have 4 roommates
Right.
in a 2-bedroom
Right.
apartment. Good luck. Have fun.
And so that's kind of the thing is like, for sure, compensation is like a big topic that, we talk about how to pay, what to consider. And I want to touch on the fact that like, even if you're not like me and running the business and very hands-on in it, even if you are just that household person, you still need to be thinking about your future financial self. And
Yes.
even if that is not an immediate thing, it needs to be, okay, well, once we are profitable, once we do have this money, once you are getting payroll checks, once you are funding and taking care of,
Yeah.
then let's talk about even,
Or even an ownership percentage
yeah,
of
an
the
ownership
business. You know what I
percentage,
mean? I think, yeah.
possible tax advantage, 401ks. Have them start contributing to a 401k that is yours.
Yeah.
That's a tax
Yeah.
deduction,
Yeah.
write-off, whatever, for the
Yeah.
business. Think about those things.
Yes, for sure.
Advocate for yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's hard though. I think people feel like the spouse can't feel like they have a right to. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not going to explain this right, but you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you say you started, we'll go back to your real estate business. You
Mhm.
do everything for it.
Right.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
Does Trevor have a right to it?
If he's taking care of the house, and again, my deodorant is appearing without me having to think about it.
That's a
Okay.
thing?
Right. That's not for me, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I didn't
Yeah.
have that mental load and he was taking care of my house so that I could put all of my time and attention and effort into that business so that we're successful, then yeah,
Right. But I don't think the norm feels that way.
the norm does not feel that way.
Yeah. And so I think that that's like probably the hardest yeah. I know. This is why we're here.
Beyond tradition.
But I think us helping these spouses, it's not even like standing up for yourself. It's just having these conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you need to like, the best time to have these conversations are when you're on good terms. I
Yeah.
wouldn't throw this out if you're in an argument about
Right.
something already.
Mm-mm.
But I think it's definitely, if your partner is your best friend,
Yeah.
they're your spouse, you
Right.
know, like you want the best for them.
Mhm.
I can't see why you wouldn't want to share your business with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And especially if they start
If you're not working for
too.
them, like if you're
Right.
not working together and both
Yeah.
taking like equal paychecks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's clarify that. If you're both in there and you're both working,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I get it.
Mhm.
You could definitely still ask for a percentage of the company since you're putting the sweat equity into it in a
Mhm.
sense. But if
Yeah.
you're not, you still should again, I don't want to say stand up for yourself.
It's
I
not
don't know.
it's more like
It's just
empowerment.
Yeah.
And I hate
And
using that, just throwing it out there all the time.
Yeah.
But it's really,
It's just like you said, I guess it's just to secure your future, you know, because things do happen
Mhm.
and not just divorce. It could be if your husband passes away, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And now you're stuck with trying to figure everything out. But if you're already a part of the business, you're already a part owner, it
Right.
just goes all to you. And then you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to deal with all of it.
I mean,
So
and the other,
it's so bad. It's like it's divorce and death.
divorce and death. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Real downer
That's
here.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but
it is
here we
uncomfortable,
are.
but it's one of those. It's definitely
That's real life.
conversations. Yeah.
And the other, obviously dynamic that's in there is that both partners, one has a really lucrative career and is making their money with their job, and the other is the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Now, in that case too, there still needs to be, and a lot of people get caught up on 50-50, right? These are our bills. We're going 50-50. And that gets really sticky and can, I think, cause a lot of resentment because in reality too, especially if there's like a big difference in pay.
Mine was always a percentage.
A
Like
pay inequity.
if you get paid this much, I get paid this much. Let's find the so if I'm
Yes.
70% and you're only 30% of the bills, then
It's
that's what we're
equitable.
doing for now. You
Right?
know what I mean? Until the circumstances change.
Yeah. It's not equity. And that's what I said. I was like, it's not equal. You don't want equality when it comes to this. You want
No.
equitable. Equitable
Yeah.
is the word that you use. You
Yeah.
want an equitable split to the bills.
Yeah.
And according to your pay
Yeah, exactly.
and your
If
situation.
you're making, more than me, then
Yeah.
it's going to be hard for me to be able to keep up. It's just putting
Yeah.
a financial burden
Which
you
isn't
know,
fair if
on
you think
no.
about it. Like,
And why would you
some
want that for your partner or your spouse or the
again,
person that I mean, that's mind-blowing to me in
it
and of
is.
itself, but
Financial abuse is real.
yeah, but I think it's also one of those things that when you like Trev blindly trusts you with
He
that,
does.
and that's wonderful. That's what it
It's so
should be.
nice.
And I think that's how it starts out for a lot of people. I think you only turn,
Mhm.
what is the word I'm looking for?
Mm,
Not, it's not cynical, but like
jaded.
yeah, jaded. You don't
Yes.
turn jaded until it happens to you. And
Fair.
that's when
You learn a lot of lessons.
you learn a lot of lessons. And then that's
Yeah.
when you're just like, I don't know about this. Yeah.
But that's why we're here, is to kind of give everyone that, again, the knowledge.
I bet if we ask everybody, go ahead, give us your stories, I can guarantee one person
Right.
that something happened
Mm-hmm.
within their family, whether health,
Yeah.
divorce, whatever it is, and that someone got screwed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
One of a spouse was totally screwed over,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
mhm.
But we're hoping to, of course, like talk about these things to get you thinking and to give you the knowledge so that you can have the
Yeah, for
conversations,
sure. And to
even when
give
they
you
don't
the
feel good.
encouragement to do it. Just
Yeah.
do it. The worst that happens is that your partner says no or they don't like that idea.
Uh-huh.
And then that turns into a laundry list of questions why anyway.
Therapy.
Yeah, that's probably for marriage counseling,
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? Because
And of course, I mean, I
yeah.
don't like negotiating, to be honest. That's kind of the next step, is when you're talking about compensation within a business, right? Especially
Yeah.
a family business. So I have 2 family members that work for us.
Yeah.
And I told them going in, like, we're not doing that. I'm not going to do this and not pay you a fair wage. Like,
Yeah.
you get paid what I would pay anybody else. And I touch base with them every year. Awesome.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.